Rightio fellow travellers, how are we this evening? Here we are on the left bank of Kampot River, the east side. We're about to take a ride through the salt fields today. The salt industry has a very long history in Kampot, and it along with pepper was traded for centuries. And so here we go, we'll take off. The road's not the best, so I'll take it nice and slow, and it is rather windy today, so any apologies in advance for poor audio quality. That's the kind of car I should have, isn't it? This is where the salt fields start. As we go along the way, you'll notice drying sheds. The salt is generally harvested in January and February. The hottest, driest months, of course, make the best weather for it. There's some sheds here. Ponds are individually flooded, then evaporated. Salt is collected out of the evaporation, stored in the sheds, and then from what I can gather it's marketed cooperatively. Beautiful sunset off to the west. And there we can see Bokor Mountain in the distance, looming over Kampot, as always. And people live here. It does get very hot in the summer. I don't know if you can see those mountains off in the distance, but that's Kep along the coast, half an hour away. Beautiful spot, which I'll do a video on in full length some point in the future. So we've just come to the end of the rainy season, so that's why you'll see the ponds have all got water in them. I'm not sure if they rely on rainwater. I'd imagine they flood it via canals to get the salt from the nearby river estuary. This road is, to call it a road is overstating it, I think. The best roads in this part of the world are when they're made from cement. Asphalt just washes away in a rainy season, 2 or 3. Cement will stay for a long time. It costs a lot more to build. And here's a little coffee place in the middle of the salt fields, and another coffee place and eatery in a canal. That's how they get the seawater in the canal. There you go. Here's a drying shed. After the salt's been collected, they store it up in there until it's ready to be shipped and marketed. These things look old. Flat as a pancake, as you'd imagine. Another salt storage shed. Oh, Jesus. He nearly took me then. anything with bow core. It's a full day, and I've been working a lot lately, and I try to do short videos at the moment because that fits in with what I'm able to manage. Another little eatery. Kampot has a long history, going back to Funan Chenla. There has been artefacts found here, coins and whatnot, from as far away as Rome, Greece and Persia. Spice, the thing that brought people out of Europe to trade. Bumpy old ride. There's a lot of salt storage sheds over that way. No idea how much they harvest a year, but it must be a lot if all these sheds. I've driven along this road before, but I've never taken notice of just how many sheds there actually are. More canals, so obviously they channel the seawater in, evaporate it off in the ponds. I've seen them scrape it out, and in harvest season, January, February, I'll come back out and I'll film some of the salt workers. There's a monument to the salt workers in the middle of town. Back in olden times, when there wasn't much money around, it was one way for someone to earn an income. I can only imagine, I've watched them doing it before. It's hot, hard work. I doubt they'd get paid a whole heap for it either. More salt storage sheds. Looks like a little hamlet off in the distance there. Bloody hard place to live in the middle of summer. Only a couple of houses there, and of course you don't get many trees. There are some, but the salt makes it hard for most plants to live. What are here would be salt resistant plants. And that's some of the best electric wiring I've seen in Cambodia. I'll do a video at some point about the wiring. I don't hardly even notice it anymore, but when I first came to Asia, it just amazed me that everyone wasn't electrocuted every day. Pan back around the boat core again. Beautiful. Family out for a ride in their car. Dad, mum and kid. I do love having my scooter. Fill it up less than $2, depending on how much driving I'm doing. That'll last me a week at least normally. And here's someone out in the salt field right now. Not sure what they're doing. Maybe releasing water in and out of the ponds. Got a shovel in his hand. checking the ponds, my lord. There would be all brackish water in there, and yet more salt ponds, salt sheds off in the distance. Have to be a few hundred of them, without counting. It looks like a dry riverbed of some sort that they use to funnel the water down. And I don't know if you can make that out, there's a kite off in the distance, and we're about to reach Tuktu River, the river that flows through Kampot. I hope you enjoyed the ride through the salt field today. Any comments or suggestions or questions, please leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer anything I can or help you in any way. Cheers, and thanks for joining me, and if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Thank you, travellers, and I'll see you next time.